At some point, a bird chose your garden, not a random landing, not an accident of wind or hunger. A choice. Out of every yard in your street, every garden in your neighborhood, it came to yours. And then it came back. And then it kept coming back. Most people never stop to wonder why. They fill the feeder. They watch the birds. They feel a quiet pleasure in it and leave it at that. But the reason that bird chose your garden and keeps choosing it is not what most people imagine. It is more deliberate, more intelligent, and frankly more personal than almost anyone realizes. Welcome back to Wild Yard Mind. If you're new here, subscribe before you leave, because what we talk about here will change what you see every time you look out your window. Today, we're going to get into the exact process a wild bird uses when it decides your garden is worth its trust, and we're going to end with something that I think will genuinely surprise you, because the final factor in that decision has almost nothing to do with your feeder. Stay with me. The first thing to understand is that a bird approaching your garden is not looking for food. Not primarily. It is looking for safety. Food and safety are not the same calculation, and birds run them simultaneously, every single time. A feeder full of the best seed in the world, placed in an exposed location with no cover nearby, will be visited cautiously, briefly, and nervously. The bird will land, grab one seed, and leave. It will never fully settle. What researchers studying foraging behavior in small songbirds have found consistently is this. The primary factor in site selection is not food availability. It is what ornithologists call perceived escape cover, the density of vegetation within flight distance of the feeding area, your garden's shrubs, your dense hedge, the thick inner branches of a tree close to the feeder. These are not decorations. They are the reason the bird trusts you. When a sparrow at your feeder pauses mid-feed and glances toward the holly bush 3 feet away, it is not distracted. It is running a calculation. If something comes, a hawk, a cat, a sudden movement, how fast can I get there? How hidden will I be? The answer to that question is what determines whether your garden becomes a place it stays or a place it tolerates. But here is the part that changes how you think about this. The bird does not only assess your garden, it assesses you. You are part of the safety calculation. You have been since the first time it saw you come outside. Research from multiple long-term field studies on wild songbirds has shown that individual birds develop what scientists call a threat profile for specific humans near their feeding sites. They track your movement patterns, your pace, how close you come, whether you look directly at them or move past without focusing. A person who moves through the garden calmly, without sudden gestures, without fixing their gaze on the feeder, gets categorized differently than someone who rushes, startles, or stares. The bird that has been coming to your garden for weeks has been studying you for weeks. And if it keeps coming, there is only one conclusion. You passed. Not everyone does. Some people never get more than a nervous 2-second visit, and they never know why. What this tells you about your garden is this. The birds that settle, the ones that stay, that return daily, that bring others, they are not there by coincidence. They have run a full assessment of your space and your presence, and they have decided something specific. This place is safe, and that person is not a threat. That is not a small thing. There is something that tends to happen when people sit with this, when they really let it land. They stop seeing themselves as passive observers and start understanding that they are part of the ecosystem they have been watching. The birds are not performing for you. They have incorporated you into their world. You are a known variable in a wild creature's daily survival calculation. And the next time a bird settles within a few feet of you without flinching, without even looking up from the seed, you will know exactly what that means. It is not indifference. It is the deepest form of trust a wild animal can offer. A decision made over days or weeks that you are safe to be near. That decision was not random. It was earned. Tell me in the comments, is there a specific bird in your garden that seems unbothered by you in a way the others aren't? One that gets closer than the rest? Describe it, because what you're noticing has a name, and I'd love to hear what it looks like in your yard. I read everyone. See you in the next one.